Good morning, all. In the last video, that is in the lecture number 7 of chemistry, we had discussed the concept of pressure and temperature. So, today we will start the new topic, that is evaporation. This is lecture number 8. So, now what is evaporation? So, you take a glass. So, keep some water. Let us say the level of water is H1. H1 is the height of the water content inside the glass. Now keep this water for 10 hours. In the daytime, you keep this glass, open glass, for 10 hours. So what we will observe? After 10 hours or after some time, we will see the water level reduces to what height? H2 height. Okay. So this water, now see, this is we are keeping under the open space. So what is the temperature? The temperature of the surrounding is room temperature. So we generally take room temperature is 25 degrees centigrade. So now you see, so why the level of water decreases? Definitely some water he has evaporated to the surrounding. Now we know water evaporates at a particular temperature. That temperature is called boiling point. And what is the boiling point of water? It is 100 degrees centigrade. So at 100 degrees centigrade, water starts vaporization. But here, though the temperature is 25 degrees centigrade, around 25 degrees centigrade, that is room temperature, some water has evaporated. So now this process is called evaporation. Though the temperature has not come to the boiling point, that is temperature is very less than that of boiling temperature, still some water has evaporated to the surrounding. Next, second example, when we will dry our wet cloth. So when we are drying our wet cloth, what happens? So even the temperature of the surrounding is below the boiling point temperature. So the temperature is room temperature. We are drying our wet cloth at what temperature? Room temperature. But this room temperature is very less than that of the boiling point temperature. Still we will see our cloth will become dry. So what is the cause? Cause is that in the cloth, the total water on the surface of the cloth is evaporated. So that process is called evaporation. And we know in village area, if you see the pond, the level of the pond will gradually decrease even if the temperature of the surrounding is not reached to the boiling point. So that means in the room temperature also some water, the surface water of the pond is evaporated. So that process is called evaporation. Okay. Then what is the definition of evaporation? Now this is the definition of evaporation. So evaporation is a process of a liquid changing into vapor or gas even below the boiling point. Okay, so that means the evaporation process is carried even if the temperature which is not equal to boiling point, that is temperature very less than the boiling point. So this is the definition of evaporation. Now come to what is the reason behind it. What is the reason behind it? What is the reason of evaporation? Now see, suppose this is a container, this is the liquid, let us say this is water, and this surface is called free surface. This surface is called free surface of the liquid. Now see, this free surface of the liquid is bounded by the inner liquid. Now see, we know every liquid particle attracts other liquid particles. Now inside this surface, inside the surface, the liquid particle will attract to this surface particle. But now you see, the liquid surface particles are energized or get energy from the surrounding as well as from the internal part of the liquid. Now, these surface liquid particles get heat energy or get energy from the surrounding as well as the inner part of the liquid, by which the kinetic energy of the surface particle will liquid. The kinetic energy of the surface of the liquid will increase. So, if the kinetic energy will increase, then the force of attraction between the liquid surface particle and the inner particle will decrease. Now, after some time, after getting the fixed amount of heat energy from the inner part of the liquid or from the surrounding, this surface liquid particle will become free and the particle will move up. The particles, the liquid particles move up in form of what? In form of vapor. So, this is the reason behind the evaporation. Okay. So, now during evaporation what happens? The remaining liquid becomes cool. The remaining liquid becomes cool. Question may come that why evaporation causes cooling? This is an important question. So, question will become like this: why evaporation causes cooling? Now see, so this is the liquid particle. The free surface of the liquid particle is getting energy from the inner part of the liquid, and that energy will responsible for removal of the liquid in form of vapor to the surrounding. So now when the heat energy is absorbed by this surface, and that heat energy is called what? Latent heat, because we know latent is that heat which is used to convert from one state to another. Now that amount of latent heat is absorbed by this liquid surface particle from the inner part of the liquid. After getting that latent heat, the surface liquid particle becomes free, that will be converted into vapor, so that the heat energy contained within this inner part of the liquid will reduce. So, if heat energy of the inner part of the liquid will decrease, then its temperature falls. So, that is the cause of cooling after evaporation. Okay. So, evaporation causes cooling because the liquid surface particle gets sufficient latent heat from the inner part of the liquid, so that the surface particle will break from the bond from the inner liquid particle, and they will convert to vapor and they will move to the surrounding, and then the remaining liquid particle is short of energy, or you can say the heat energy contained within this inner part of the liquid will reduce, so that its temperature will fall. So, this is the reason behind the evaporation, and this is the reason why evaporation causes cooling. Now, we will see what is the difference between evaporation and boiling. So, first point, evaporation can take place not at a fixed temperature or pressure. Okay, it is a spontaneous process. It is a spontaneous process. Now come to boiling point. So boiling process takes place at a fixed temperature, which is called boiling point, and at a fixed pressure, which is called atmospheric pressure. Atmospheric pressure. So boiling occurs at a fixed temperature and a fixed pressure, and that fixed pressure is called atmospheric pressure. So the vapor pressure is equal to which pressure? Atmospheric pressure, because boiling occurs at the atmospheric pressure condition. But here evaporation does not occur at a fixed temperature or fixed pressure. It is a spontaneous process. Second point. So here evaporation is a surface phenomena. Evaporation is a surface phenomena because only the liquid particle which are on the surface, they take part in the process of evaporation. Okay, evaporation process is carried by surface particle only. But in case of boiling, so the total liquid will take part during the process of boiling. Third point, evaporation causes cooling. I have already explained. During evaporation, it causes cooling. But here, cooling is not observed. No cooling. No cooling is observed. So this may be a short question that differentiate between evaporation and boiling process. Now, factor affecting evaporation. So what are the various factors which influence in the process of evaporation? Clear? So first factor is on increase in surface area. So if we increase the surface area, then evaporation will be faster. How? Now you see, we know evaporation is a which process? Evaporation is a surface phenomena. I have already discussed this. Evaporation is a surface phenomena. So if surface area increases, then more liquid particle will come into the surface. That is, more liquid particle will increase, and the kinetic energy, the higher kinetic energy will break the surface. The higher kinetic energy will break the surface and converts to vapor. So that is rate of evaporation. Increases with increase in surface area. So what is the example? We know cloth are spread out. When you will dry your cloth, what you will do? You spread your wet cloth. So cloths are spread out during drying up to increase the surface area, so that the evaporation will be faster and the cloth will dry quickly. So this is the factor, that is, by increasing the surface area, evaporation increases. Okay, so question may come, why with increase in surface area evaporation increases? So this is the reason. Second point, on increase in temperature. So if temperature increases, then the kinetic energy of the surface particle will increase. So if the kinetic energy of the surface particle will increase, then the particle will go to vapor state. Because the surface liquid particle must absorb some energy, either from the surrounding or from the liquid itself. So when temperature increases, kinetic energy increases. That means the liquid particles, the surface liquid particle will break their bond and they will become free and they will move to the surrounding in the form of vapor. That is why in summer season, clothes dry faster as compared to the winter season. Next is on humidity, the evaporation also depends. So what is humidity? Humidity is nothing but amount of water particle, that is called moisture. The amount of water particle which is called moisture present in air is called humidity. Okay, so if humidity is high, that means moisture is, so we can say, if humidity increases, then moisture, that is water particles contained in the air, will increase. So if the moisture contents in the surrounding will increase, then the rate of evaporation decreases, because the moisture contained in the nearest surrounding will not allow to the water which is coming from the surface. So with increase in humidity, the evaporation decreases. Example, in rainy day, the humidity is very large. So in rainy day, cloth do not dry easily due to large humidity. This is the, so question may come, in the rainy day, why the cloth do not dry easily? Because in the rainy day, the surrounding contains more moisture, that is humidity is more. If humidity is more, evaporation is less. So next factor is on nature of liquid. The evaporation depends upon the nature of liquid. Suppose you take example, one container contains water, another container contains acetone. So here we will observe that we know the force of attraction between the particles in acetone is less than the force of attraction of the water particle. So if the force of attraction is small, then this liquid surface particle can easily evaporate, because here force of attraction between the liquid particle is less, so that the surface particle can easily break the force of attraction, so that it will evaporate easily. But water cannot evaporate easily as comparing to acetones. Okay, so acetones evaporates. So question comes, out of acetone and water, which evaporates faster? So your answer will be acetone, because the force of attraction in the acetone particle is less. Next factor is on wind speed. The evaporation depends upon the speed of the wind. So if the speed of wind increases, what will happen? The particles of the water vapor move away with wind, shows that the amount of water vapor in atmosphere decreases, by which rate of evaporation increases. Now you see, suppose this is in this container you keep water. Okay, so surrounding to the water there is some water vapor. So now if there is wind, if there is the speed of the wind increases, this water vapor will move away from the liquid particle, so that this surface liquid particle will evaporate faster. Okay, so in cooler what happen? In your home, so you are using cooler. In the cooler there is a fan, there is an exhaust fan. So this exhaust fan suck the moist air from the chamber of the cooler and throws it at a higher speed to the surrounding, so that the vapor present in the surrounding decreases. So if the vapor presence in the surrounding decreases, then rate of evaporation will increase. And we know when evaporation process is observed, at that time we will feel cooling, or evaporation causes cooling, we know. So this is the factor. So we have discussed 5 factors on which the evaporation depends. So we will discuss some short question, so which will help for your preparation for your exam. You see, first question, in a hot day, why water is sprinkled on the roof or road? Now see, suppose this is the road. In the summer day, this road becomes hot. So to make it cool, or to make the roof of your house cool, what we do? We spray some water on the surface. So by doing so, what happens? The water will absorb heat energy from the surface. So when it will absorb the heat energy from the surface, the water particle, the surface water particle, kinetic energy will increase. So if the liquid particle on the surface will move with higher velocity to the surrounding in the form of what? Vapor. So by this process, the temperature of the road or roof will decrease, because we know if a body loses, so what is the concept? Main concept, suppose this is a body. If we will add some heat energy to the body, its temperature rises. And if same body will draw heat energy from the body, its temperature falls. This is the main reason. Now you see the hot road has higher temperature, higher heat energy. So if that amount of heat energy will be absorbed by the liquid, and that liquid, hot liquid, will evaporate to the surrounding, then the heat energy content in the road will decrease. That means the temperature of the road or roof will decrease and it will become cool. Second question, why should we wear cotton clothes in summer? Why should we wear cotton cloth in summer? So now see the cotton absorbs easily the sweat from our body. So cotton will absorb the sweat from our body easily, and it is evaporated, because since the sweat coming from your body is now on the surface of your cotton dress, and you see, due to that, surface water of the cotton will be evaporated to the surrounding, and we know evaporation causes the cooling. So the evaporation of the sweat cools our body. So why we feel hot? Because at the hot day our body gets sufficient heat energy, and that heat energy must be extracted to the surrounding. So that heat energy will be absorbed by your cotton. So now when the cotton absorbs sweat, from your body and it is evaporated to the surrounding, the evaporation of the sweat cools our body. In other way, the synthetic clothes do not absorb much sweat from our body, so it fails to keep our body cool. So during summer day, it is advisable to wear which dress? Cotton dress rather than the polyester or synthetic dress. So next application of evaporation, it is a common practice for our human being. So a wet handkerchief is placed on the forehead of a person suffering from high fever. So you know, when a person is suffering from fever, high fever, at that time a wet handkerchief is placed on the forehead. So what is the reason? So reason is that the cold water on the handkerchief absorbs the heat energy from the skull and brain of a person, and this hot water, so this cold water, when absorbs the heat from the skull and brain, it becomes hot water. Now that hot water will be evaporated. This hot water will be evaporated to the surrounding, and by which the heat energy of the skull or brain decreases. So if heat energy content in the skull and brain will decrease, then temperature will fall. So that means this process will protect from danger of increasing the temperature. So what is in the fever condition, the temperature will gradually increase, which is a danger. So that temperature must be reduced. Okay, so this is a practical application of evaporation. So next application, this is also a practical application you have observed, that is why water droplets are seen on the outer surface of a glass containing ice cooled water. Now see, water vapor in the, suppose this is a container, this container contains ice cooled water. Now surrounding to this container there is vapor, air vapor, and this air vapor is hot. This is hot air vapor. So when this hot water vapor presence in the air made contact with this container, containing what? Containing ice, cold ice. This vapor will lose energy. So after losing the energy, it gets converted to what? Liquid state, which we see as water droplets on the surface of this container. We know the vapor converts to liquid by what? By losing heat energy, by losing heat energy. Now see this hot air vapor, when it is contact with this cold water container, it will lose heat energy. If it will lose heat energy, then this vapor will convert to liquid, and we will observe the liquid particle is connected on the surface of this container. So this is a practical example in our daily life. So this is also practical application. When we are providing a cup of tea, we generally give another plate along with the cup of tea. So what is the reason? What is the reason? So we know tea is generally hot. So it is so much hot to sip. Okay. So generally what we do, it is, suppose you will take a plate. Suppose you will take a plate. You pour the hot tea on this plate, so that surface area of the tea, hot tea will increase. If the surface area of the hot tea will increase, then evaporation will be faster. That means now the hot tea will become slightly cooler, so which will easy to sip. So this is the practical application of evaporation. So another practical example, we generally in the hot day, in the summer day, we use the earthen pot to drink our water. So to store the drinking water, we use earthen pot. What is the reason behind it? So generally this earthen pot contains large number of small holes. So that is called pores. So water generally seeps out. Water generally seeps out from this large number of holes present in this earthen pot. So this water, which is the seepage water from this container, is evaporated from the surface of the pot. The energy needed, now you know evaporation causes the cooling. Why? Now when this energy, so for evaporation it requires some energy, and that energy needed for evaporation is taken from the water inside this container. So by this process, the heat energy contained within this container will decrease, or you can say the heat energy of the liquid particle inside this container will gradually decrease. So if it will gradually decrease, then it will become cool. So I have already discussed when a body is given heat energy, its temperature rises. When a body is extracted heat energy, when heat energy is extracted from the body, its temperature falls. Okay, so in the summer day, we are keeping water in the earthen pot, because this earthen pot contains large number of holes. From these holes, the water will seep, and that seepage water will evaporate, so that the remaining water will become cool. So with this we will complete the chapter 1 of the chemistry, and in the coming class we will switch over to new chapter number 2. Okay, thank you. And if you have not subscribed till yet, please subscribe and share this and like this channel. Okay, thank you.